So this is what my room looks like on a weekend during flea market season when we're busy doing other projects. So I brought up the doll laundry caddy because I have clothes soaking in the kitchen, which I'll have to show you as well. From this cute little bin of 70s clothes that we got the Sunday before Memorial Day. The Superstar Barbie dress is already hanging up because these bleed a lot and discolor easily, so I didn't want to take any chances. So when I saw that it was dripping a little pink, I decided to hang it. This is stuff that's out for the chem photography project, as is this little bin up here. But this bin down here is a container of Shelly's Bratz dolls because she's taking down some of them and putting them in the container just to make the shelf more roomy, as she showed in our last Dolly Diaries. Then in here, in the studio, Shelly has laid out all our 90s, 2000s, and 2010s cans for photography.
Yeah, and the way I did it, a couple of these guys I've already photographed before, so they're going in the container, and I'm double checking in my albums, but the ones Oliver is loving, they are the singles, so dolls that don't have twins, so I can just photograph them and hand them to Colleen to take pictures of their clothes. And then these guys out here are all doubles, and I'm just making sure, because cans can be a little confusing, that I have like the right dudes grouped together. I mean, I always double check because I like to put them in the same order as the pre-existing photo, because that's how the fun facts are written. I'm just double checking that right now.
I laid out 2 poster boards for photographing clothing. Shelly would lay out like 3 or 4 poster boards at once, which
I use all of them sometimes when I not the brats because they're pokier, but when I had like the kids and the babies, I had I like undressed all of them. And
yeah, that's too overwhelming for me, so I do like what can fit on 2 poster boards at a time. Unless I'm doing American Girl because they have bigger outfits, which fill up poster boards fast. And then I need to get Chromeo from my little corner over there. Those sorting bowls are out for me.
That's the Chromebook.
And yes, oh yeah, we named our Chromebook because we're weird.
I named the Chromebook.
You named the Chromebook, yes, and we both call them that because we're weird. Those are our potpourri sachets.
There wants to be.
No, he's wearing all black. And then in the kitchen, these are the rest of the Barbie clothes we got at the flea market yesterday. Today's Memorial Day, but look at that weather. We're not going to the flea market. It's too cloudy and it's supposed to rain. I had to separate because these clothes are older. Superstar Barbie dress had its own container, which I already dismantled. Those are just other, like, random. Browns, yellow, yep, white, red, and I can't even, oh, those are accessories, like a few plastic things. Plus, I have this entire table blown apart for arts and crafts for school. So it's about 6 o'clock, and the only dolls out are on the desk for like mending. Some of their things need like, this needs the frayed ends melted, and the Tin Man has a hole in his shirt, stuff like that. And then in my room, cats think it's dinner time. And the only thing left in my room, because I put away the Ken drawer, is obviously a container of brats, because this is like Shelly's ongoing project when I'm not home. But there's also clothes that we got yesterday at the flea market. This red dress keeps falling off the rack, but I think it's dry, so it's okay. Yeah. Still the laundry caddy and all that, but it's a lot tamer in here.
In this clip, I am washing a few things we got at the flea market one weekend. They are featured in a collective haul video, but there's some random furniture scraps that we acquired because the woman selling them had a sale, like a deal, fill a bag of toys for $5, and Colleen wanted a My Life As Walmart shopping cart, and I wanted a bitty baby doll she had in the same container. And just to fill it out, I grabbed like whatever I could find that was Barbie, and it just happened to be these random chairs and this stroller that's actually for a doggy doll that I have. But I scrubbed them all with some dish soap and baking soda and then put them out to air dry. And this was just a clip of me cleaning them up. Obviously the bitty baby doll that I got with them was cleaned separately and actually has her own transformation video.
So we are here with the new hot dog cart from a recent haul video. I've had this photo planned since I got the hot dog cart. I love this thing, but I could not resist putting birthday cookout hamburger patties in with it because they're amazing. Maya's wearing the apron that we got with it, which goes to the Sweet Stop accessory set, which was in that lot. So that's where like these ice creams come from. But yeah, I love it. It is so fun. Has this thing you can put the hot dogs in, and this hot dog is my favorite because it's chili. Oh, I puttied the hot dog to the tray because I was trying to have Noelle hold it, but that wasn't working. The shape is weird. I had enough trouble just getting her to hold the bottle of soda. I adore this set. It's so cool. Has this opening register and this door. I was gonna originally like have it flipped to the other side so you could see the chalkboard, and I was gonna write something on the chalkboard about what they have, but I don't think we have chalk, and I wasn't gonna look that hard because chalk actually like skews me out on a sensory level. There's just something about chalk that like, if chalk were still there instead of whiteboards, I don't think I could work in a school. That's just how strong I feel about chalk. I know it sounds ridiculous. Strangely, the thing I had most fun playing was my old, what's the name of this? Lunch for Two. It's the Girls' Day cooler from the 90s. Shelly got me that for Christmas, and I got her McKenna for Christmas, and she said her favorite thing in the photo was McKenna, so. And I got her a vet for Christmas. So yeah, I guess we're like both really happy with what we got for Christmas. And Shelly got me the hamburgers for Christmas. But yeah, I just love it. I put a kid's dog Grace and Shelly's childhood coconut. And these two, I decided to make them match because they're both wearing ice cream themed clothing. I was going to originally put a vet in Tenny's picnic outfit, which Tenny was wearing. But because it's like very bohemian, and I think that would really suit her. And I thought she'd be a knockout in it. But then I remembered we had this Time for a Party set, which I'm obsessed with, and I was like, oh, a vet and McKenna should match. And then I'm like, well, if I have room to add Tenny into the photo, I will. So the reason Maya tends to work concessions an awful lot is because I actually have the book. This is the back of Shelly's recipe book, and she made this before we had Maya, but that is Maya with the American Girl Campus snack cart, which also has hot dogs. So I guess her career path chose her in life, which is kind of funny. She's gonna work concessions an awful lot, but that's all right. So yeah, I had a blast with this. I thought about doing this all week when I was working.
Hey, Corby. Hi. Hi, YouTube.
So it is, let's see if this works. It is the day Andy passed away. If you're watching this, then I assume you've seen the special video I made, which I haven't filmed yet at this point, but it'll be up first, about like all about the story of Andy and how he passed away. But he was 18 and he was just old. He just decided, I don't want to eat, and he ended up passing away. So it's been a lot to process. It's been a really rough few days. Anyways, so the reason I'm filming this clip is because I had to do like a deep clean of Colleen's room. Andy passed away in here. He was moving around the last few days he was alive, but he wasn't very balanced. So we had to have him like blocked off from going down the stairs because he was kind of senile, and he would, for some reason, want to go down the stairs to use his litter box, even though we had a litter box up here for him to use, and he had a litter box up here to use for months. But I think it was like he was going a little bit out of his mind and was just doing things based on like really old regimented routines. But it was dangerous because he wasn't eating, so he wasn't steady on his feet, and on top of that he was arthritic. So we had him blocked off, and then the last like 24 hours he was alive. He was basically just sleeping and like very limited movement, just like rolling over and stuff. So we had him in here on the floor because we didn't want him falling off of a bed. And because he was so out of it, like he was drooling and he made like smudge marks all over the carpet, and it didn't smell very nice because obviously like when an animal is close to dying they don't smell very nice. So I had already dug the hole for him in the yard to bury him the day before because I knew it was coming, and you know he was a big cat and he needed to be like a big deep hole, and that way when he did pass I could just put him in it and take care of that. And this morning when we woke up right before 6 he had passed. So, and Colleen had to go to work and I had to drive her to work, so it was good that I had prepped that. But once I got back from dropping her off, I deep-cleaned her whole carpet. He was also like the last, I mean he was always like spiteful about where he would poop because he had jealousy issues, but the last like year or so he was alive, he was just doing it like not just in like one location. He'd like poop in a couple different spots, and you know, we had gated him off from certain areas, so he'd come in here sometimes and poop, and of course I'd clean it right away. And I had already shampooed this carpet, but he had pooped I think like once or twice in here, so I just figured I'd do the whole carpet rather than just that spot. So right now everything is kind of like out of here. I washed her bedding too. I did mine yesterday because, you know, he had been sleeping on our beds the last week he was alive, and again, it's like they get old and they're getting close to death. They don't smell very nice. So, and also I figured maybe getting rid of Andy's smell would make it easier for Oliver, so he wasn't like looking for him. I think he understands. He's pretty intuitive. But I have all of Colleen's American Girls in my room and a basket of like all the bedding that I'm gonna put back together. But it's in the afternoon now. The carpet's been drying a few hours. You can hear the fan going. I've been like repositioning it to dry the room. I even moved all of her furniture and like vacuumed behind it and wiped the walls down because she has really bad allergies. So I like to do that periodically. I mean, even if she didn't, like, it's probably a good idea to move furniture. Like, I don't have dressers in my room, but I'll move like my hope chest and my nightstand and putting behind them periodically. But I'm about to start putting things together. Oliver is hanging out here. If you're wondering how he was when Andy died, if you haven't watched that video, like he knew, and he acted out a little bit the past few months too. Like he didn't pee in the litter box a couple of times. And I think it was because he was worried about Andy, and like when Andy would go off and like cry, which wasn't unusual for him, but like I think towards the end of his life he was again kind of going a little senile. Oliver would always like run out of the room and go to him, and he didn't lay next to him the last day he was alive, but he was in the room. He just like was kind of away from him because Andy was like, he seemed pretty uncomfortable. It's hard to say, he was very out of it. So, and like he didn't have a health problem. He was just old, so it's not like they put him to sleep, which would have been the humane thing to do, but they don't do that anymore. So it wasn't like our dog Skippy, who had cancer behind his eye and they put him to sleep. That was years ago, but Oliver's been okay. I've been spending time with him today, and we bought him new toys and all kinds of things, while Andy was still alive actually, because we knew he wouldn't be around much longer. We want to keep Ollie happy, because he's also old. He's only a year younger than Andy. He's 17, but he doesn't act like it, so I will show you the state of things. So we have Mr. Buddha cleaning himself. I think he's doing okay because he was showing his belly, and that's a sign that they're happy. So you can see the floor is like, the nightstand is moved and
the dolls are moved, and she had like a little shelf over there and her chair thing. I have to reposition the stuffed animals. All the bedding's been washed since this morning, but because I pulled the whole bed out and like vacuumed behind it and picked up some tissues that she had dropped behind there, I didn't put the stuffed animals in the right order because they would just fall off, so I have to do that. And then you can see like the stuff that's plugged in is just on her Harry Potter shelf, which I do need to like dust on here at some point, but not today. And the studio is chaotic because over the weekend I was planning on taking some Bratz photos for my Flickr guide, and I did do that, but I didn't put the stuff away because I thought I'd work on it this week. But with everything going on with Andy, I have not done anything except edit those photos because it was just so hard to concentrate. But hopefully I can do some of it tomorrow. But this is my room. It's madness. So this is a laundry basket of all of the dolls' bedding. Yes, it's like a whole basket. The only thing that's downstairs in the dryer still is Felicity's mattress pad and pillow because that's a little bit thicker. So we have like the bedding for Julie's bed, for Felicity's bed. I call that Jess's bunk bed. It's actually my childhood bunk bed. Molly's catalog bed, Molly's canopy bed, and then there's like a few random pillows and stuff. I don't wash this too much because I'm afraid to like fade the colors, but I'd say like once or twice a year, like just for good hygiene purposes, I clean them because, you know, even though I vacuum all the time and sweep all the time, like dust does get on there, and especially in Colleen's room because of the carpeting. So the only thing that's not doll related in here is her curtain. But I thought I'd show you. So Felicity and Molly have very red bedding. Like this is Felicity's checker bedding, and then Molly has this. Molly's is very prone to bleeding, and Felicity's bleeds too. Look at the color catchers. I washed these in the machine because, you know, they're bedding and they're not as delicate. But I did it with cold water, and then I threw in, I think, like 6 color catchers, and that worked. So nothing bled. And when I went to check stuff before I put it in the dryer, I looked at every item and made sure there weren't any dye stains, because if you toss, like if this would have bled and then it like transferred dye to something else and then I threw it in the dryer, it would like bake the dye in, and you can get it out, but it makes it a lot more difficult. So there's all this. So this is Colleen's, like, it was my grandmother's. She used to keep like a blanket on it, but Colleen keeps like Dumbledore and Hagrid and Madeline on it. And then this is her thing. Usually I'll pile up stuff on her bed, but because I was like moving her bed around, so her dolls are hanging out with mine. I have to like wipe them down too. They get so dusty. Like, I don't understand. It has to be the carpeting in her room, because I wouldn't say like her room is much more high traffic than my room, because we come and sit in here a lot of the time on weekends and like talk and look at the dolls, and then her bathroom is where we shower, but like it kind of equals out. So right now they're hanging out. All the dolls that were on these 2 beds, because I stripped the bedding, her Mollies are standing there, and then Courtney and the Wellies that live in her room are over there. And then my dolls are a little bit disheveled because I had to pull all of like the canopies and stuff off, so please excuse how sloppy they look. And like Tiana's kind of out of place, and Joy-Nomi. But I'm gonna put all of this back. Like I said, I washed my bedding yesterday, so I'm glad I did that, because then I could wash the doll bedding. It's funny though, it kind of looks like they're having a meeting. Like, I don't know. So I'm starting to put the bedding back. I vacuumed Molly's bed, like the headboard and the mattress, because I didn't wash that because it's been covered. But then her canopy bed, which my dad made for her Kong's birthday in 1997. This has been broken since we were kids, and I've shown it before in videos, but it's supposed to have like a peak, but because of how broken it is, and it's even missing some of these slats, it kind of is flat, which is fine because I make it into like a 2-story thing, like over there. You can see like where I used some epoxy putty as like a brace and some wires, And I also have some duct tape. Well, I just added all of these strings to kind of help keep it like together, because what tends to happen is it'll spread apart and then these slats will start falling through. And it probably doesn't help that some are missing, so it's just like pretty fragile. I'm gonna get the bedding and stuff for this and wipe the bed itself down. So I'm gonna put this board on top of the canopy. That is actually from Colleen's Harry Potter shelf back in 2017 when I repainted her room. I also repainted these shelves. They were black, and I took the backing out because that way the window would shine through, because those are ceramics over here, so they don't get faded by the sun. Because it would let more light into the room. And I saved the backing, and this is what I used on top of Felicity and Julie's beds and Molly's to make like a little makeshift top so I can double layer it. I've mentioned this before, but if you're new here. So I will put it there. And then this is the canopy top my grandmother made. I think this is the right way. And then we have the mattress and stuff that my grandmother made. And we have Molly's bed that goes on top. And we don't put many dolls up here, just Wellies and Courtney. So there's not a lot of weight, because this is a little bit more delicate. Alright, everyone's back in order. I wiped them all down, brushed her hair. I had to fix one of Ray Molly's braids. She's in the Miss Victory outfit. I didn't film myself doing that because it was pretty time consuming. Emily always gets mussed up when I make the bed in the morning because I flip the blankets over and they tend to hit her, so she should probably be in a better location, but hopefully she can keep nice. But this corner is set up. I just need to put the bedding on my own doll's bed. Alright, this is the fiddly part. I have to put all the bedding back. I have my makeup brush for dusting, my wire wig brush for brushing, and I also have some cleaner and a rag for wiping down. It's a little bad under the beds actually because I sweep in here so often, so I don't think I need to pull them all out. I'll just stick my hands under there with the rag. So, Noelle just got here, so she's not bad. See, that's mini Grace. Grace. Tennyson. I feel like I just dusted these girls really not that long ago. So, and a lot of them have been out for photos. The baby Ralphie. He's not dusty. Okay. Jessica. I'm aware that some of them are in very inappropriate attire for the season. It's because we're working on our Flickr guide, and all of these pictures of like them modeling outfits are going to be redone. So we've changed certain dolls if we got new clothes and you know they're the chosen models, or if Colleen's used them for pictures, but there was just like really no point in changing some of them seasonally yet because we're not really working on that album. We're finishing up Girl of the Year for American Girl. Hello, Raven. Sit on your leg. I like this outfit so much that since I got Joy Nomi in December, it's been worn by somebody consistently. It didn't even have a bag until I got the second one for Noelle. We have Claire. You see, Winter. I do feel bad that these three are harder to see, but they have shorter hair, so they were kind of like ideal candidates. My Biddy twins used to put on that, but I have a lot more dolls now.
considering it's not that easy getting underneath with the mop. It's really not that bad. I wish this bed was taller on the bottom because you can see that Lindsay has to hang out. That's why they're sitting the long way instead of like how the girls on the top bunk sit. So I may eventually get a different bunk bed, or like a bed I can make into 2 stories that can fit more dolls. But it's not really a priority because I can still use this for my Cabbage Patch dolls and stuff downstairs. It's also great for bitty babies, the bottom bunk. You can see the overflow. They have to stand in front of the beds now. That's okay with me. It is what it is. Let's take everybody off here. Alright, the girls are mostly back. The struggle is real with Felicity's canopy bed. I always forget, like, which drapes go where. But you'll notice that everyone is back where they should be except the Felicity dolls and Elizabeth. That's because their mattress is still a little bit damp, even though I ran it through the dryer a little bit longer than everything else. So it's drying outside, and I'll have to put them back together later, but everyone else is looking good. I'm trying to get work done in here, editing photos, because we have all of Colling's skippers out. Well, not all, the second container. And Poppy is being naughty. I keep hearing Penelope scream from the living room, because Miss Poppy is a troublemaker. And you know your kids very well when you know which one is screaming and who is causing it. And sure enough, it was Poppy. And you know it, it's nice and quiet now. Yeah, Mom's trying to get work done, and just
she doesn't look like a problem.
Yeah,
right?
she looks stupid.
She's so naughty.
But you know what?
That's how she fools you, though.
She's been lying.
She's not smart.
We know. You coming in to see how everything is doing? Are you inspecting? Are we passing inspection, sir?
Go back downstairs. Let's go downstairs. You go downstairs. I need to put this in a bag. Oh, I need to get a new bag for it. This can go downstairs. And these. The bag for those. Yeah.
So we're doing one of our many random doll projects. This is Colleen's Molly she got from Dad for Christmas 2004. Weird thing, she smells like a human baby. Like, not baby powder, not baby lotion, like, but an actual, like, the smell of a baby, and I don't know why.
I don't either.
Because I don't have a baby.
She does. She smells like a baby. So, you know how when I was little I tried to make my stuffed animals come to life?
Yeah.
Maybe I have loved this doll so much and she's coming to life.
So, I have some tools out here, and we have like a drive file on the Google Drive because I learned recently, I'll just set you up here. I learned recently through YouTube comment that American Girls that were manufactured between 2000 and 2009 have little tags in their body with hole punches. So it'll be like, I wish I would have shown you, but we already checked everybody. I'm not going to take someone's head apart. There's like a little skinny tag in their right arm, like up in their shoulder socket. And I've seen the tags before and I had looked at them, but it just looks like the numbers 0 through 9 and then the letters A through L. And based on what this person said, I checked out the wiki page they mentioned, and the top row of numbers, that's like the year. So if it's stamped on the 2, that means 2002. And if the letter correlates with like a month, so like A is January, B is February, and so on. So I was curious to see if this is legit, because sometimes like information gets spread around that's not true, and there's a lot of misinformation about American Girls, like so much misinformation, even from collectors. So I decided to do a case study of my own collection, because we grew up buying dolls from 96 to 2005. So I have quite a few dolls from the early 2000s, and we learned some interesting things. So first of all, I'll take you on a tour. Miss Krissa is from 2009, correct? Now, a lot of the times, like, just because the Girl of the Year is from 2009, that doesn't mean that they were manufactured. If they were bought in, like, January of 2009, they would have had to be manufactured ahead of time, right? So you'd think that there are Krissa dolls with, like, 08 tags and stuff. My Krissa has no tag, and I also noticed this wasn't said on Wiki, but a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, when you take their head off, on the bottom there's like a code, kind of like on like a Bratz doll, and there's 2 numbers at the end. It'll be like 06, 05. I noticed that almost always correlates with the body tag, or it's like 1 year off, which I'll explain that more later. But Krissa does not have like anything, no stamp on the head, no tag, so I thought that was interesting. And then Jess over here, the bottom of her head had an 05, but her body had a January 2006 tag, and that makes sense because the head would have been in production ahead of time, so, you know, she was probably one of the earlier ones shipped out. Lindsay had a whole different looking head, like, underside, but she was also, she had, like, a tag inside her body. A lot of the Girl of the Years, it was like literally the year before or the year after. Like Namari was 06 on both. And then I figured out that my Elizabeth is like an earlier produced one, because she's got like I forget what month, but something 05. And then Julie and Jolene, this confirmed what I've suspected for a long time. So Julie does not have any tag or stamp. And that makes sense because Rebecca was in the book that she came with, and Rebecca came out in 2009, so I always knew that she wasn't like a 2007 or 2008 Julie.
And Cecile and Marie weren't in her book, and they came out in 2011, so that was like a 2-year window Shelley's Julie doll was most likely from.
But she has a Pleasant Company stamp. Now, Ms. Jolene here has 07 stamp and 07 tag, but she has an American Girl stamp. So American Girl and Pleasant Company stamps don't mean much. I mean, they phased out the Pleasant Company stamps supposedly after 2010, but I've heard people tell me they went to the store.
Didn't someone tell you they got a Be Forever Kia with
Yeah, so I don't know how true that is. I mean, it might depend on like the factory. And obviously all of these guys are too new, and all the Pleasant Company dolls are too old. And that confirmed Rosalita. I got her used. She's my used Josephina. She doesn't have any tags or stamps or anything.
And I knew she was probably from like 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
Because she was clearly in that crossover bracket where Mattel was technically selling them, but it was Pleasant Company stock.
Kia is the most fascinating though. So Kaya, I got her in May 2005. She was my second to last American Girl I got as a kid. I got her for a good report card. I have the date, it's like May 11th, I think, 2005. I wrote it down on my Mary Kate and Ashley calendar in high school, okay? She has 2002 stamps and tag. That means that this Kia doll was one of the earlier ones made, but she must not have sold as well, which makes sense because American Girl never puts much effort into her collection. And likewise, a lot of the historical characters compared to like my few more contemporary ones, they're usually like anywhere from like a year to a year and a half off of when we got
Yeah,
them.
like Josephina over here, who Shelly got new, the information in her head and body are about a year and a half off of when Shelly got her, and same with my Molly that I got for Christmas 2004. It's like a year and a half off.
So just like, so if you use that technique, just know that like that doesn't mean when the doll was purchased, and if they were a doll that changed outfits, so not like with the historical characters at that time, but like with Amber, so she makes sense. She was stamped, well, tagged July 2002, and I got her for Christmas in 2002. However, like some of them, depending on how well they sold or didn't sell, they might have actually come in a different meat outfit because they changed those every couple years.
Keisha, who we got used,
Right.
we're pretty sure she came in the pink bow sleeper because that's what we got her in.
But she's 07.
But she's marked 07, which, you know, that fits. The doll was probably leftover stock they threw in the newer sleeper.
Right, and I mean, if Kia sat around for 3 years waiting to be sold, so yeah, that's just really interesting. So it's not like foolproof, but so if they don't have like a tag, and they were someone that was available in the like tagged era, so they were available in the 2000s, like none of my Biddy twins have tags, so that means they're probably from like late 2009 onward, and that fits what the meat outfits the boys have. However, Billy's shoe that I got with her was from a much older meat outfit, but those dolls were super scrappy, so that's actually interesting.
We might have realized that might not have actually been Billy's meat outfit based on this case study.
So something new to learn all the time.
Boo Bear, I didn't know you were a Lord of the Rings fan. Is that Master Frodo? Are you cuddling with him? Oh, that's nice. Oh, you love him? That's nice, good boy. You like Master Frodo? You're not gonna bite him, are you? You're gonna be nice? Oh. Yeah, you love your Master Frodo.
Every day. Many times a day. Anytime I sit down here, Dish jumps on my lap like a dog.
Yeah, right. You coming?
You been on me, Arlie? You been on me? I think he's very needy. Very, very needy.
Yeah, good boy.
He's so special.
You're fat though, it hurts. You can't just be ready. Huh? What happened to dieting?
There's beach body going on. I got a very hilarious angle of his bum.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at that white toe. That's a nice white toe.
So cute.
Daddy used to say, oh, that's a stupid white toe.
It fits. He's a ridiculous cat.
About a stinky. Keep that way. Bye-bye. You want a treat? You want a treat? Get off me.
Oliver, do you want a treat? Okay, I'm getting a treat for you and turning the camera off. Oh my god, he's mugging.
It's August 16th. We're eating breakfast, and the 17-year-old fat Siamese decided to jump up onto the top of the fridge for some reason unbeknownst to us. He hasn't done this in a long time. He was thinking of getting on top of the cabinets. I think he's putting on a show because he has a new friend who's currently hiding in the basement, which is why we haven't mentioned Quasimoto yet, but he came on my birthday on the 13th, and Oliver, I think he's trying to show himself off.
Aren't you? You bad boy?
So ever since I got Rose, I thought her and Kia would look adorable in their deerskins together. And I've been meaning to do this for a while, but we've been so busy with the doll photography project that I just haven't had like an opportunity because there's always been other stuff I need to get done. And I wanted to go for this like woodsy, outdoorsy vibe. I like fall, so I thought this would work. Oh, and the reason I wanted to get this done sooner rather than later is because Rose has been wearing this pretty much since I got her, and I've been loath to take her out of it because Shelly had to put in a lot of work to put in hair ties, and I wanted to shoot this photo while she was still already wearing this. And also, we're going to be redoing all of Kia's clothes. Rose's clothes are already photographed for Flickr because when I got her, we were already using the new backdrop. Hi, Arlie. Decided to do this today because Shelly went to the farm and I was here on a very boring Zoom call for work. I don't know, maybe if anyone from work is watching and they didn't already know the training is boring, they're finding that out now. But you know, most people don't enjoy Zoom calls about work, so. Yeah, so I did this. I set this up while I was waiting for Shelly because I wanted to be productive. It's just gonna be like a Dolly Diaries thumbnail, probably. Unless Shelly wants to like do a write-up post about how much she loves nature. That would work for this too. But yeah, basically this is just a fun photo because I just thought they look pretty together. And most of the time fun photos end up just as like Dolly Diaries thumbnails. So yeah. And I also want to add before I forget, because I like turn off the camera because I like totally forgot to mention it. I am just as obsessed with this Rose doll as I am with my Princess Megan doll. So something about Magic Attic really makes me happy because since Rose wasn't a character I like read a lot about as a kid, I didn't expect to love her, but there's something just totally magical about this doll. I am obsessed.
This is the first time Oliver has napped outside on the addition since Andy died in June. That was 2 months ago now. And he hasn't felt comfortable like staying out there by himself. He'll follow me out, but he won't stay out. And it's because of Quasimoto. Pretending they don't like each other, but obviously they do. Because why are they always together?
Aren't you cute? You cleaning yourself?
You're handsome.
You're handsome.
Now Quasi has moved. So him and Oliver can see each other.
And Ollie's like watching him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So cute.
Can't you tell how much I love Disney dolls? These are all the ones that live in that container. Oh, I have so many. And all of these people are duplicates. So they have duplicates or triplicates or quintuplets. These are the singles. We're working on the Flickr guide and we're cleaning out, like not cleaning out, but we're doing the dolls that live in storage first and picking any of their mates off display. That way the ones in storage are all taken care of, because it would be annoying when I go shelf by shelf, like say when I do my Tangled and Princess and the Frog shelf, to have to go and like rifle through all these dolls to get any like mates or clothes I need or whatever. So this way we only have to go through it once, and it's gonna take a while because this is just the girls too. I have a separate container for the boys. This is the hoarding at its finest. In my defense, like, Disney dolls are very popular, and I've been given a lot of Disney dolls over the years. Like my Uncle Ray rescued some out of the trash, for instance. So this is a headache. Oh, Colleen, I'm telling YouTube about how I have so many Disney dolls. These are all duplicates. Oh, and then there's the ones that were already down in the container. You can tell how much I love Disney.
You do? You love Disney a lot.
Look, we have another helper. He's helping. Mom's laying out all the clothes.
Oh, he's gonna do that thing again where he... Oh no, I thought he was gonna act goofy when he was itching.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Look at... No, what are you doing? That's not nice. Yep, just what we want. A bath right near my doll clothes.
Not nice, fluffy fur everywhere.
I want to catch him doing that thing he does where he like
Where he hits himself in the head.
Yeah.
I guess he's realized we were watching. He's like, no.
Hi. Hi. Oh, that's not nice. Hi. Hey, baby.
Is it Lee Shane's waistband?
Hi. Hey, Quasi. Hey. Can I have a pet? No.
Oh, Oliver.
Hi, baby. Say hello, YouTube. My name is Quasimoto, and I'm so handsome. Look. It's handsome Oliver. And handsome Quasimoto. Hi. Hi. Can I pet you? Yeah? Yeah? Don't bite. Good boy? Yeah. Oh, you're so handsome. What's on your nose? Boy? What's up, baby? Hi. You mad? Oh, no, you want pets. Hi. Hi. Oh, big stretches. Hi. Oh, nice kitty. Yeah, nice kitty. Hi. Oh, thank you. You're such a love. Yeah. Hi. Oh, yeah. Did you follow me down here? Hi. 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 Good boy? So handsome. Such a nice boy. Oh, look, it's Pooh Bear. Hi. Wait, Quasi, you gonna leave because he's in here? You boys need to get along. Yeah? Oh, don't be like that.
So, I'm going to close out this episode of Dolly Diaries, but before I do, we should explain about Mr. Quasimoto, who has made some appearances. Oliver's here too. Hi! This is actually his first time sleeping on my hope chest. So we've had Quasi for a little over 2 weeks. We got him on my birthday, so Tuesday, August 13th, and this is Friday, August 29th, as I'm filming this. But I thought I would explain Oliver's friend here and kind of his backstory. So at the beginning of this video, if you watched the whole thing, hi, handsome. Then you would know that our cat Andy passed away at 18. We had him for 17 years. And it was really, really difficult. And honestly, like, we had talked to me and Colleen for years about, like, when eventually Oliver and Andy passed away, if we wanted more cats. And we were kind of like, no, because we had a lot of bad luck with cats. And also, like, certain cats don't use a litter box. And, you know, I worked really hard to clean up our house that once looked like hoarders. So we really weren't sure if we were going to get other cats. We kind of joked around and said, never again, even though we both loved them. But Oliver was really lonely. He wasn't depressed, but he was way too needy. And, you know, we can't be home all the time. Like, we both work. And even though I am home for pretty good portions of the day, because I only worked 5 minutes away from here, it was definitely a concern. And Oliver being without Andy, like, he seemed listless. He'd sit in weird places. He wouldn't climb on the bed at night anymore. He wouldn't go out on the addition to sleep anymore. He just constantly needed attention, and he's a needy cat already, but, like, it just didn't seem fair. And so we decided that we would just kind of put our feelers out and see, like, if there were any good matches for him. And really the only, like, qualifications we had were that we wanted them preferably to be like a male cat, and definitely fixed. Whoever they were, they had to be fixed. So
I jokingly said to Colleen that if she went into her summer school job and mentioned that she needed a cat, by the end of the week she'd have like 10 offers of cats. And that's funny because her first day back at work, her friend overheard her talking to another person about how we needed a friend for Oliver, and she had Quasimoto, and she couldn't take him when they were moving out of state. So it worked out really well. And this was at the beginning of July, and we didn't get him until mid-August because he was spending time with his old family and he wasn't fixed. He's 5, but he was not fixed, and that was really important to us because Oliver is fixed and we didn't want like territorial spraying or anything. So we ended up giving her the money to take him to get fixed, and so the transition would be smoother and all that. But he is great. They named him Quasimoto because he was born with like a hump on his back. His full name is Quasimoto Jenkins. It's definitely been a transition. I didn't film like the first few days we got him because he was hiding, and like you have to really respect like an animal's transition time. And funnily enough, with Oliver and Andy, like neither of them hid. Oliver climbed in Colleen's bed the night we got him, and then Andy just like walked around the house like he owned the place. Like they didn't need any transition time. And the other cats we had before were like kittens, so again, like they didn't need transition time really. But being an older cat and coming onto another cat's turf, like Quasi was kind of afraid and shy, but he is crazy. You guys are gonna love him. Like he has mad zoomies. Like I thought he was just gonna be this chill, lazy cat. No, he's crazy. And it's been a problem because toileting is still an issue, and he keeps going into the pink room where we keep our American Girl clothes in the basement and pooping in there, and that's just because of like him and Oliver not getting along quite yet. It's been like very difficult blocking him off. That's the problem with an open layout in a house if you don't have doors to keep them out of places. But other than that, like he's been great. He did bite Colleen really hard and she had to go to urgent care and get antibiotics because when he was first warming up to us, like you couldn't just pet him for a long time and he would be fine and really enjoying it, and then he'd like decide nope, 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 and he would turn around and try to bite you. He's past that now. He's good. So he's still acclimating, but he's not been hiding. He hangs out. Hi, he's so handsome. He waits for me in the morning to eat breakfast and waits by the door when I get back. And Oliver, despite the fact that they pretend not to like each other, Quasimoto was stalking Oliver the first few like days when he was starting to acclimate. He would follow Oliver everywhere, like he was obsessed with Oliver, and then Oliver and him are usually in close proximity to each other, even if they pretend not to like each other. So it's promising, but it can take like 4 to 6 weeks for older cats to adjust fully. He's not really the problem, it's Oliver. And the main problem is that Oliver doesn't want to share people. He wants the perks of being an only cat and the perks of having a companion. So if he tries to climb up with me on the couch, Oliver, even if he's out of a room, will come flying into the room and jump on the couch and hiss because he, I'm his person. So that's kind of been an adjustment, but sometimes they'll sniff each other, they can lay next to each other, they can eat side by side. They're even sharing a litter box now. I mean, I have 2 litter boxes and I'm getting a 3rd soon, but they both like to use the same litter box. So that's a good sign. It's just getting them along completely. He's being so cute. He likes to show off. He knows he's handsome. You know you're handsome. Look at you. You're so handsome. Yeah. So I feel really glad and grateful that we got him and that Oliver didn't have to be alone for a really long time. And Colleen's friend is really happy because none of her family members could take him and they didn't know what they were going to do with him. So like, what were the alternatives? Setting him loose or bringing him to a shelter? So he seems really happy, as you can see. Yeah, he shows his belly. Yeah. And he spends a lot of time like around us and all that. He's got his own little charming personality. So you'll be seeing him in our videos. Obviously, like, just to clarify, we're not trying to replace Andy. Andy was my baby. He was my soul cat. Like, nobody's gonna replace him. Like, was his own family member. But for Oliver's sake, you know, we needed to do this, and I think like his needs are more important than like our preference on having another cat. So, and I mean, for the most part, it's been like wonderful having him. Obviously, toileting we're working on. So I just thought I'd explain, because I do talk about but that's a lot on my channel. You mean Goofy? And you'll be seeing more of him in the future. Yeah. So we've come to the end of the summer. I'm ending this vlog partly so I can formally introduce you to Quasi, and also because Colleen's back at work full time. She doesn't do her summer school schedule anymore, so she's not home as much to help with projects. So like I'll have more time to do things, small things that like I don't need her for, that I can film. But we've made a lot of progress on our Flickr retake project, so if you're interested in that, check out my Flickr. A lot of the albums have been done. All of Barbie and her affiliates are done, although we need to finish the Barbie Fashion Pack album and do the Barbie playset album where there's like accessories that go with playsets. We need to do those, but everything else, like Skipper, Ken, Kelly, all their fashion packs, those are all done. We've done all of the other dolls, all the like little people, all the Cabbage Patch dolls. The only major categories we have not done are Bratz, which I've started that, but they're on display. I'm putting some dolls away. They have a lot of stuff that's in a lot of places, so that's going to take a while. Although I've done like the kids, the babies, the little angels. And we've started some American Girl stuff, but again, like there's a lot of dressing and undressing to do those albums. And Disney, we shot all the photos. I had like 2,800 pictures to edit, and I've organized them into like the albums they're gonna go into, and I've started editing them, but they're in like parts of completion. So like a whole album will be done, but like the Aladdin album only has a few things done in it because certain dolls are stored in different places, so it was kind of complicated when dolls are on display to take their pictures. But yeah, so we've made a lot of headway, and this is the 6th month we've been working on it, and obviously we were doing other things over the summer, and it's been like chaotic. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes too, so that's part of why I didn't finish my video last week. But I hope you enjoy, and like I said, feel free to check out my Flickr if you want to see some photos that we've taken, because I've taken new comparison photos of certain clothing variations or like reversible outfits and stuff. So I'm like adding new pictures in addition to replacing old pictures, and we're correcting a lot of little mistakes and things, and some dolls are wearing different outfits and all that jazz. So you don't need a Flickr to view that. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.